I'd like to give you a basic introduction to a flipped classroom and how I will be running my classroom this year. So you may be wondering what a flipped classroom is. Before we get started with what a flipped classroom is, we need to talk about a traditional classroom versus the flipped classroom. So in a traditional classroom, we have whole class instruction where you've got several students sitting at desks all at the same time listening to a teacher instruct on a lesson anywhere from 30 to 45, 50 minutes of class time. The lessons are taught assuming that students are on grade level or taught to the middle, as some people might call it. So if you have a low student or a high student, you might have students that don't understand the material, or you might have students that are bored while the instruction is taking place. Sometimes the instruction might be too fast for a student that maybe is having difficulty, or it might be too slow for a student that maybe understands the material. And oftentimes there may not be time to ask enough questions or work with that particular student during that particular class period. Also, we often have time or problems with students being able to pay attention for long periods of time. They fidget, they bother others. We have behavior problems at time with a traditional model. So let's take a look at the flipped model. What exactly is it and how is it different? Well, when we look at the flipped model, the instruction is done through a video at home. So basically, your teacher is planning the lesson, recording the lesson on a video, and then submitting that to students as their homework. So their homework would be to watch the video, the instruction portion at home, and then when they come to class, they are working with their teacher in small groups or with peers on the material that they have learned about in the video. Now, some of the benefits of this particular type of instruction involves the fact that it is 60 to 80% shorter for teachers to do instruction in this form, because we often don't have to stop our instruction to answer questions or reteach or go back and take care of behavior problems or whatever else is going on in the classroom. So the fact that it's 60 to 80% shorter allows teachers in a flipped classroom to free up some time, and that time we can activate students' brains, get them thinking and doing things that maybe we didn't have time to do before. We get to know students better because we are able to work in small groups and more one-on-one. It enhances learning because not only do we get to work with these students in a small group, that small group is more beneficial than teaching to a whole class. And really cool side effects that take place with the flipped classroom is we're actually helping to not only educate students, but educate parents as well, because oftentimes when students were given homework previously, it might have been a method maybe that parents didn't understand how we were teaching the student or what exactly the student was supposed to do. And this way, the parent actually gets to watch the video and see the instruction firsthand. We get time to differentiate our instruction with videos and flipping our classroom because students can actually learn at their own pace, so to speak. They can slow the video down, they can pause it, they can rewind, they can fast forward, all of those things that they can't do with their real teacher in live time. And another great side effect is that this is great for absences because when students are absent from the classroom, they're not actually missing the instruction. They can actually still watch the videos at home and still keep up with class. They may not have the paper and pencil part of it done, but they would have the instructional piece done at home. So, what your students will be doing for math class at least is they will have note paper that looks just like this. They will need to take notes while they are watching the videos at home. And so usually I will give them a lesson topic or a number that they will fill in here. And I've got each category labeled here. One section that they're going to see in the video is a math message, and that will actually be on their note paper as well. It's not on this sheet, but it will be on the one that they will use in class. They've got a section here for vocabulary here and definitions here. There will be practice problems in the video that they will need to maybe write down a couple of those. And then there's always a summary at the end of the video for them to be able to summarize what was the video about, what did you learn. So the second part of their note paper on the back says ticket to group. And with this section, they are going to complete practice problems in this area and answer them, and then bring them to class so that I can take a look to see if they understand the material that has been taught. And at the bottom of the page, they need to write a question or more questions, if they have more, about the particular topic that they did not know the answer to. And this is going to help me, again, determine whether they understood the material and whether I need to reteach it or work in a small group with them on this particular topic. Or they might be in that group that, hey, they've already got it and they don't need to work with me, so they're going to go ahead and work on their own or with a partner. So let me give you some tips on actually watching the videos, and this goes for parents to make sure that your students are please doing these things. They need to be in a quiet place where they don't have any distractions while they watch the video so they can actually concentrate on the material and make sure that they're listening to the material and not watching TV or something at the same time. They need to be able to watch it at their own pace. Again, they can pause, they can rewind, they can fast forward, they can stop it to maybe fill in parts of their notes to make sure they get everything filled in before they come to class, and they can rewatch the video if necessary. So make sure they're in a quiet place, no distractions, they can watch it at their own pace, and they go ahead and take their notes on their note paper. So make sure if your student has any questions about anything that they either email me or they can post a comment on Google Classroom, or they can write it down on their paper that they're bringing into class. But make sure that they do that, because otherwise I won't know that they have any questions. Thanks again for watching.